Hey everybody, it's Mr. Lavasser, and today we're working on an Amplify lesson, an Amplify science lesson from grade 7. It is on how the Earth's plates move. And so this part of your lesson will be based on language analysis and developing an understanding of how science language works. All right, so this is side 1 of your assignment, and we have the topics are plate tectonics, or the Earth's plates, fossil distribution, and change over time. And our language topics, or our language acquisition topics, are functional language analysis, clause structure of subject and predicate, and we'll also talk a little bit more about the zigzag pattern. So, learning objectives. I can define terms related to motion of Earth's plates. I can analyze science texts for processes, connecting words, key terms and definitions, subject and predicate, and the zigzag pattern. I can discuss the idea that the Earth's continents are in motion on large plates. So I have 2 videos for you. You'll watch the first video, which is the link here, and then you'll note down 8 facts from the first video, and then you'll watch the second video and you'll note down 4 facts. So that should take about 10 minutes of viewing time. And after you've gotten the video with your facts, let's move on to reading this paragraph and analyzing this paragraph and discussing the picture below. So let me read the paragraph to you. Instructions: read and analyze the following paragraph. Highlight science terms with yellow and processes with pink. Discuss the text and images in your group. Discuss the questions below. All over the world, scientists find fossils. Fossils are the remains of entities such as dinosaurs that were alive long ago. Sometimes fossils of the same organism are found thousands of miles apart and separated by oceans, such as the fossil remains of the dinosaur Mesosaurus. Mesosaurus fossils have been found in eastern South America and in Western Africa. This pattern of where Mesosaurus fossils can be found confused scientists. They asked themselves how it was possible that the same animal could live so far apart. In the 1960s, scientists began to realize that the Earth's continents were moving and that the continents were once all part of a huge landmass. This huge landmass broke apart into smaller continents that are still moving today. The motion of continents is called continental drift. The Earth is a very dynamic place. Dynamic means always changing. In this unit, we will study about the motion of continents. And you can see the picture here of Mesosaurus here in eastern South America and here in Western Africa. And the idea is that at one point, these 2 continents were actually touching, and that all of the continents were part of one giant landmass. So it was easy for these ancient organisms to have a distribution pattern that now seems very far apart. It was that once they were all together. So your discussion questions for your group: what are fossils? Why do the continents fit together like puzzle pieces? Why are Mesosaurus fossils found in both South America and in Africa? What are some ways that the Earth is dynamic? Identify the peel pattern in the paragraph above. Peel is present, example, present, explain, example, link. So let's look up here. For example, in this sentence, I'm just going to take out a pen. In this first sentence, we introduce the idea of fossils. And then in the next one, we explain or define fossils. And then we have, in the third sentence, we have an example of something that has fossilized, which is Mesosaurus. We elaborate a little bit more about it, where it's found, and we also link it to our next topic, which is about scientists discovering scientists discovering this idea that the continents move. So we have the present, we have the explain, we have the example, and we have a link. So we have the full peel pattern found in that paragraph. Let's go ahead and analyze the paragraph for actions or processes. All over the world, scientists find fossils. Find is an action. Fossils are the remains of entities, such as dinosaurs that were alive long ago. Remember that is, are, has, and have are the four most common verbs in science writing. Sometimes fossils of the same organism are found thousands of miles apart, and are found and separated by oceans, such as fossil remains of the dinosaur Mesosaurus. Mesosaurus fossils have been found. See, it's 3 words, but it's one process. In this case, 3 words make one process. Even here, are found. 2 words make one process. Are found and are separated. So we're like linking 2 processes together in that sentence. This pattern of where Mesosaurus fossils can be found confuse scientists. So we have a clause inside of a clause. This pattern confused scientists, and then in between the beginning of this clause and the end of this clause, we have some information. What's that information about? It's about the pattern. The scientists, they asked themselves how it was possible that the same animal could live so far apart. And I'm going to let you finish the rest of these actions or processes. And remember that actions and processes are important to find so that you can understand what the idea is talking about. What is the idea that's being discussed? And every idea has 2 parts: a subject, something to talk about, and a predicate, some information or a development of that subject. So let's find some science words with yellow. Remember, every subject has specialized words. And so in this case, we're looking at words like fossils and dinosaurs. Those are pretty specific organisms, pretty specific to science, a study of science. Mesosaurus, very sciencey. Okay, and so I'll let you go ahead and finish this. I do want to come down here and talk about dynamic. The earth is dynamic. Nature is dynamic. And what are we studying in science? We're studying nature and natural phenomenon. So nature is a very dynamic place. So that's part of what we study in science, is how nature changes and how nature is dynamic. All right, I look forward to talking to you on page 2. All right, guys, thank you.